I'm Ilse Schoonraad for Group Editors Live. Parkrun South Africa hit its 1 million mark earlier this month. That means that 1 million volunteers or runners are officially registered in South Africa to take part in Parkrun. George Parkrun is one of 220 parkruns in the country. Now, to tell us more about the weekly park run at the Botanical Garden in George that takes place every Saturday morning is the George Parkrun Media Liaison Officer, Wayne Ryder. Wayne, how many participants typically take part in the George Parkrun, and is this number growing?
Ilse, at the moment we're doing on average about 450, but that can grow up to 1,200. We've had a maximum in the end of December. So out of season, we're probably down to 200, but on average now we're over 450.
Well, that's wonderful. But you say in December when the visitors, the tourists are here.
Yes, when the holiday makers come down, they stream down. So then we battle to control them at over 1,000 people at once. So that's a very big turnout.
Absolutely. And can you actually accommodate that number?
Yes, we can. We've actually adopted it. We didn't expect it at the time, but now we can definitely accommodate all those numbers.
Yes. And if it rains, does it go ahead?
Well, that's another thing. You know, we always thought that if it rained, people wouldn't come. But believe it or not, they still come, and we still get, on average, between 20 and 80 people that turn up, irrespective of rain or not. And they'll run through mud, slush, everything just to participate.
So what would be the cause of the parkrun actually not taking place?
Okay.
A deluge.
We've had a couple of incidents where we had a big fire.
Yes.
Then we've had a situation where we had floods and the two bridges were washed away. We had to reconstruct them, but it only took us 3 weeks and we managed to reconstruct the two bridges again. And within a month we were back up and running again.
Okay. And you say that the tourists actually come, so people come from all over on holiday to our area,
Yes.
and then these are people who religiously take part in parkruns. Does it
Absolutely.
matter if it's the George one or the Middelburg one or
Yes.
Joburg?
No, we get what we call visitors, which we announce every weekend. And these visitors come from all over the country. We have several from overseas countries as well, okay. Australia, New Zealand, UK. And we welcome them every weekend.
Magnificent. Now, tell me, what makes George Parkrun special? What would you say is its sort of best features?
I think what makes George Parkrun special is the fact that we are quite unique in a way, and that is that we are not the normal parkrun that people expect, and especially the overseas visitors come here expecting a flat parkrun. We are totally different. We are more of a trail run.
Tell us about the course.
The course is, as I said, a trail run, which means that it starts at Botanical Gardens, and from there we run out of the park, the Botanical Park, into the forest, the Witfontein Forest. And we had to get special permission through the forest to able to adopt and carry the park through there. We do a winding course through the forest, crossing over two little streams, running up through the top of the forest, down again and back into the park and into what we call our gazebo area, which is our finishing area. So it is quite novel, and people have often said this is one of the best parkruns in the world.
I just want to tell listeners or viewers who may not know this is at the foot of the magnificent Outeniqua Mountains. So really, wherever you come from, in South Africa or overseas, this is a must-do, a must-run, a must-walk. Speaking of that, and that is more of a trail run than just a flat run, right. The difficulty grade, is it suitable for people of all ages, of all levels of fitness?
Yes, I often get asked that question, and yes, it's able to be done by most people. I would say people that are a bit infirm is going to be very difficult, especially going up the hills, but on average, people manage to do it. Even at slow walking pace, people get through it. We've even got people pushing their children in pushchairs.
Oh, okay, so it's for wheelchair friendly
as well? For wheelchairs as well, but not really. You've got to have a special wheelchair.
A 4x4 wheelchair.
Yeah, 4x4. That's something different, but they managed to do it. And
yes.
That's it.
Wonderful. And volunteers, I mean, Parkrun is completely dependent on volunteers for
Absolutely.
the organisation.
Yes, absolutely, Ilse. We have on average now we've had 521 volunteers since we started, and on average we have a field of about 15 volunteers each week which have to man the course in order to make it viable, in other words, to make it work. And without the volunteers, parkrun would not exist.
What do the volunteers do?
They do all sorts of functions, like, for example, the start, where they set them off. Then we've got what we call marshals on the course, which actually go out and tell the people which way to go. Because running through a forest, you're running through blindly, and you need people to guide you to the left, to the right, etc. And then we've got people coming back and picking up all the cones afterwards, which are the direction markers. So we've got all this in place, which most parkruns have not got. Okay, and
do you still need more volunteers?
We're always looking for volunteers because every week we seem to end up in the situation where we're looking for 3 or 4 or 5 volunteers, and we don't have a regular batch of volunteers that will fill up all the places straight away. We always have to ask for more, but we manage to get through, and that's what makes George so special.
Special parkrun events? I mean, do you say I've done my run now? Afterwards, is there coffee? Do you get together? Do people socialise?
Okay. What we do is we haven't got an organised coffee event, but normally at the moment, especially in the summer months, we're finding that the coffee vendors are there. They're selling coffee and whatever to go with it. But we normally just socialise and stand around. So.
And there is a restaurant at the Botanical Garden.
There is a restaurant there, which we've told people to frequent, but obviously the restaurant's not right at the closure area where we would like it to be. But that's it.
But it is a social event. I mean, you can actually end up meeting new friends.
Absolutely. No, this is what I tell people. I said you can get out there and you can meet people that you've never met before, and start talking to them while you're walking around on the parkrun. And this has happened. And funny enough, there was a person last weekend, he's never done it and he's scared. And I said, get out there. And he loved it. He absolutely loved it.
Is it easy to register? Is it easy to
say,
I want to start doing the parkrun?
Yes.
What do I do?
You just go to your internet online, www.parkrun.com, and you register. You just register your name. You print out a barcode, what we call a barcode. That is your finishing token. Okay, and then they will give you a finish token at the end, which signifies the number in the event that you've come. And then you show them your barcode. They then scan the barcode, and then your name will appear as a participant for the day.
Wonderful. So I suppose there are some people who take it very seriously as competitive to make good times.
Absolutely. We've got this core of about 40 to 60 parkrun, we call them park runners, which 60% of the people are not park runners, they are walkers. But these 40 people that run, they out every week to beat their what we call PB, which is the personal best. And every week they try and break that record.
Wonderful. So there you have it. Wayne, thank you so much for your time. I will definitely come and join you. I'm one of those people yet to experience a parkrun, but I think I'm more enthusiastic now. So get out there, get fit, and make some new friends. I'm Ilse Schoonraad for Group Editors Live.